These 4 VPNs are regularly in the news, whether it's due to mergers, unexpected updates, or simply ranking high in the best VPN chart. So, I have 3 questions. 1, what makes them different? 2, are they worth a try? And 3, which one is the best? After months of thorough testing, I can now share my NordVPN versus Surfshark versus ExpressVPN versus CyberGhost comparison. But before we get into business, we are almost at 1,000 subscribers. If you want to support the channel, subscribing is the best way to do it. So, go on, just click subscribe now. It'll make you feel good. Let's get one thing straight. These choices aren't as separate as they may seem. If you delve a bit deeper, you'll discover 2 things. 1, NordVPN and Surfshark are under the same roof since 2022. 2, ExpressVPN and CyberGhost both fall under the umbrella of Cape Technologies. Both of these authorizations caused a bit of a stir in their time, but it soon became evident that their partnerships are about sharing knowledge and enhancing security measures. In my view, the fact that the changes prompted people to question their privacy is even more beneficial. You should double check what you're signing up for, especially when it comes to tools that claim to protect you. In this instance, I've carried out the double checking for you. Something worth mentioning is that nearly all the providers in this VPN comparison operate under the jurisdictions of privacy-friendly countries, except for Surfshark. Its jurisdiction is in the Netherlands, meaning it falls under the Nine Eyes intelligence sharing agreement. So, does this data sharing agreement pose a threat to your privacy? On the contrary, Surfshark and other dependable top VPN choices will prevent your data from ending up in the wrong hands. With any of these top VPN picks, my traffic is fully encrypted as soon as I connect to a VPN server. In the instances where the VPN connection may encounter issues, built-in kill switches ensure that the internet is cut off, safeguarding your IP from leaks. Furthermore, all 4 best VPN picks maintain stringent no-logs policies. They do not track or store any user activity. Each of them upholds this by exclusively employing RAM-based servers, a trend that's somewhat become a top VPN norm in recent years, and for good reason. Such a server isn't capable of retaining data. With every reboot, all of it gets completely wiped out. Certainly, relying solely on the VPN provider's assurance may not be the most privacy-conscious approach. Therefore, I conducted further testing by scrutinizing the documents of the VPN no-logs policy audit. These are reports by independent security experts, and the results were crystal clear, with no red flags. To be fair, if there were any, these VPNs wouldn't feature in this video. So each of these has robust security measures and will keep you protected online. If you already know which one you want to try, I'll leave links in the description with their latest discounts. That being said, since all 4 best VPN choices are so similar in terms of privacy, that doesn't really answer the what is the best VPN question. So my testing continued. The next aspect I examined was how well each of these VPNs operate. I'm not referring to the overall functionality of all of the apps, though I will cover my experiences with that later. My primary focus in this case was performance. How much would the VPNs impact my internet speed? Testing VPN speed is quite simple. While some providers have speed test tools themselves, like the feature in the ExpressVPN app, I decided to run some tests with Ookla. This was quite a lengthy process since I chose 5 different locations and had to test all 4 VPNs, but it was worth it. It actually provided some valuable insights. For instance, if you examine my summary of all the results, okay, that's a bit of a mess. Let's convert the download speeds into a graph. There we go, much better. You can see some trends right away. NordVPN is currently the fastest one, with CyberGhost taking last place overall. That said, even CyberGhost results are sufficient for browsing, streaming, or torrenting. The reason they all perform well is the use of modern tunneling protocols. These protocols are responsible for rerouting your connection, speed, and encryption. Think of them as the engine that powers the VPN. The current standard is WireGuard, utilized by both Surfshark and CyberGhost, while NordVPN and ExpressVPN develop their own tunneling protocols, called NordLynx and Lightway respectively. NordLynx is essentially an enhanced version of WireGuard, which may explain why NordVPN is currently the fastest. I would also say that their server count helps, but then you'd expect CyberGhost, who covers more countries and has almost double the servers, to perform better, which it didn't, sadly. Speaking of servers, Surfshark also has a good number across 100 countries, while ExpressVPN server count seems to be top secret information. It used to be around 3,000, but since they decided to hide it, I assume that it's much less now. That said, I can commend ExpressVPN for covering the most countries. That paired with good performance means this VPN will be a great choice for streaming. But is it? When it comes to tapping into foreign libraries, it works with minimal troubleshooting. Personally though, I lean towards using Surfshark for streaming, mainly because I seldom encounter any errors with it. Moreover, it's dead simple to use through the browser extension, so in this scenario, I'd suggest picking between Surfshark versus ExpressVPN. Now indeed, NordVPN will work just fine too. It simply doesn't span as many countries, so your content options might be a tad more limited. Nonetheless, they recently incorporated Indian servers into their lineup, offering you access to some delightful Bollywood content if that's your cup of tea. I can also commend CyberGhost for its specialized streaming servers. Moreover, I can perform this nifty trick where I can search for a particular streaming service and it shows server suggestions. It's a very nice touch. Torrenting presented a bit of a different scenario. Certainly, all of the top VPN picks should work fine in theory, but the truth is, NordVPN exhibited the best torrenting speeds by a considerable margin. This isn't solely attributed to their overall performance results, but also owes itself to their P2P optimized servers. Moreover, you can enhance the performance further by utilizing a free SOC S5 proxy, although bear in mind that you won't receive the same level of protection as the proxy doesn't offer the same encryption as a VPN. CyberGhost also has torrenting specialized servers, though they're a little slower. The remaining two VPNs allow torrenting on all their servers, but since it's the same server batch as for everything else, the speeds were not nearly as impressive. Alright, so I delved into how these top VPN options operate, but what about the apps? They all boast dedicated apps for all major operating systems, and some even offer apps for smart TVs. Additionally, bear in mind that each top VPN allows usage on a different number of devices simultaneously, with Surfshark being the only one without a limit. Each best VPN maintains a similar look and feel across all their apps. However, if you compare NordVPN versus ExpressVPN, for example, they present entirely different appearances. ExpressVPN adopts a more old-school approach with a very simplistic main dashboard. My qualm here is that each element that opens in a separate window, location settings, the speed test tool, all the support section, before you know it, it just gets really overcrowded. Meanwhile, NordVPN's dashboard incorporates all the essentials, along with an interactive map to choose your server location. It appears a bit modern, and I find it more intuitive as well. All main features have their own tabs on the side, and there's a very clear and organized settings section. In this case, I could compare NordVPN versus Surfshark. The only thing Surfshark lacks is the interactive map, but it's still very user-friendly. At the same time, CyberGhost is like a blend of all three. You can keep it minimalized like ExpressVPN or extend it to a fuller app. It's neat and convenient, though I must admit, while I appreciate their Windows app, the Mac OS one is, well, subpar. It appears outdated and confusing, especially when searching for settings. And by the way, you have to access those through the Mac top menu for no apparent reason. And yet, the aspect that distinguishes these apps in their own right isn't just their appearance, it's the value they bring. The Best VPN app is much more than just a button to establish a server connection. Sure, we discuss specialized servers for streaming or torrenting, but comprehensive VPNs offer many more functionalities these days. For instance, if you're seeking the best VPN for privacy, NordVPN and Surfshark boast a variety of specialized servers, with ExpressVPN and CyberGhost a bit lacking in this area. To be fair, NordVPN stands out the most, as it offers the onion over VPN feature. It's designed for the utmost anonymity you can achieve, but bear in mind, it's going to significantly reduce your speeds. For casual VPN use, regular servers are more than sufficient for online protection. However, it doesn't hurt to have additional tools, like an ad blocker. All 4 VPNs can block ads, and they do a commendable job at it. Yet from my testing, Surfshark's Clean Web proves to be the most effective. You can activate it in the main app, and it will block ads, trackers, and malicious sites as you browse. If you have the Surfshark browser extension, you're in for an even more significant treat. It features the Surfshark Clean Web 2.0. Ooh, a newer version that doesn't even require a VPN connection to work. NordVPN also boasts a highly effective ad blocker called Threat Protection, but my primary interest in it doesn't solely revolve around ad blocking. You see, it now functions somewhat like an antivirus, keeping an eye on the files I download, scanning for potential threats. However, if you're in the market for a more comprehensive antivirus and VPN bundle, then we need to revisit Surfshark. Their Surfshark One bundle deal encompasses various tools, including a full antivirus with multiple scanning capabilities and real-time protection. ExpressVPN also hopped on the bundle train, but with an entirely different tool. They introduced a password manager. It functions as a browser extension, and since it's quite new, it's a little buggy. I had trouble logging in a couple of times, and it also tends to recognize search fields as password fields, but hey, I get it, it's new. These issues will likely be addressed. Just keep in mind that it's not flawless for now. A better option in this case would be to opt for the NordVPN and NordPass bundle, because even though it incurs an additional cost, it's still less than what ExpressVPN asks for. And hey, since I've delved into the pricing part of the review, let's compare them all. It's a bit intricate since some, as I said, have bundles and different subscription periods, so let's break this down. NordVPN and Surfshark each have 3 different plans, and you can choose to pay every month, every year, or every 2 years. As is customary in the VPN industry, long-term plans offer the most significant discounts and best overall value. Regarding the bundle deals, whether they're worth it, well, it depends. If the only thing you want and need is a VPN, then the standard plans are more than sufficient. If you desire additional tools, then yeah, look at the bundle deals. Now, ExpressVPN and CyberGhost offer one plan each with slightly different subscription periods. Comparing them all, CyberGhost is the most budget-friendly option, so if you're aiming for the lowest price, it makes sense, though it doesn't have much to offer in additional tools. Surfshark is slightly pricier, but it delivers much more value in terms of features, and it provides better performance. NordVPN comes next with kind of industry average pricing, while being the most feature-packed out of the bunch. Lastly, ExpressVPN is the most expensive option on this list, and keep in mind their price is just for 1 year, so you end up paying more than double compared to other options. If you prefer ExpressVPN and you don't mind the price, sure, go for it. But if you want to get maximum value, I'd recommend choosing amongst the other 3. Oh, and don't forget to make use of those discounts I mentioned earlier. They can shave off a significant sum from the original price. You'll find the links for each VPN in the description. Anyway, we covered a lot of points in this best VPN comparison, and if it's still unclear which VPN fits you better, here's a summary of the main pros and cons that I noticed. NordVPN excels in performance and privacy, and I also found it to be a great choice for torrenting. On the con side though, it covers the least number of countries on the list, and it's not the cheapest option. That said, it currently stands as my best VPN recommendation, offering the best balance between price and value. ExpressVPN covers the most countries out of the top VPN bunch, and it's a great choice for streaming. However, it's pricey and it lacks additional features. Surfshark is another excellent option for streaming with the most effective ad blocker, and it's also one of the cheapest options. But if you want additional tools like their antivirus, it costs extra. Last but not least, CyberGhost is going to be the most budget-friendly choice. I can commend their beginner-friendly Windows apps, but their Mac app feels outdated, and it's the slowest out of the 4 best VPN picks. So there you have it. I hope this comparison helped you pick a VPN. Let me know in the comments which one you ended up trying. And while you're at it, drop a like and subscribe to the Cybernews channel. Much appreciated.